Hi guys and welcome to Car Focus. Back out in the Mark II today. It's been a long time. Got it out of the garage, the sun is shining and I thought let's do a video. So this video is the top 5 things that I love about my Mark II Focus RS. Right, so the first thing, and probably the most obvious thing that I love about this car is actually the engine and the way the engine sounds. Now, it's a 5-cylinder Volvo engine, which Ford happened to pinch because they owned Volvo at the time. But for me, it's one of the main things about the car. Now, it sounds amazing, it's super smooth, and I think the only way I can really explain it properly is if we jump in the car, go for a quick drive, and we'll just cover it in a bit more detail. But that is the first thing that I love about this car. Now, shared between this and the ST, it's just a massive talking point of the car, and so it should be because it's absolutely brilliant. Really smooth, sounds absolutely beautiful, and it's pretty bulletproof as well if you tune below 400 brake horsepower. And I just absolutely love it. It just really adds to the character of the whole car. The sound just goes with the way the car looks. And even with the standard exhaust on that I've just recently put back on, it sounds awesome. So let's do a little pull, see if you can hear it. A little bit of wheel spin there. So yeah, the engine. A brilliant bit of kit, obviously from Volvo. Tried, tested, sounds spot on, and is super smooth. And that brings me on to the second thing I love about this car, and that's the way it delivers its power. Now, it's front wheel drive, and the power delivery is just so brutal. It makes the car feel much quicker than it actually is, and it just generally spices up the drive, and again, just goes with the overall brutish nature of the car. It feels like you're kind of fighting a wild animal. You're trying to tame this beast up front, and it feels like you're flying along, and you're probably not, because the car's not the quickest thing in the world now, but the way this thing delivers its power is just spot on, and it would be boring if it wasn't like that. If this was 4-wheel drive, I'll do the window up now, if this was 4-wheel drive like the Mark III, it would just be boring. And when people say, oh, it's such a shame it's not 4-wheel drive, I'm like, no, you're not getting the point with this car. Front-wheel drive makes this car an absolute blast to drive, and owners that have these cars will agree. Okay, in the wet, yeah, big power is pointless because it does spin up, but it would just completely numb the funness of this car having 4-wheel drive. So that finishes off the second point, which is the brutish nature and power delivery of the car. So the third thing that I love about this car is the way it looks. It's just absolutely stunning. And when I first saw this released in 2009, I was like, yeah, I've got to have one. And then when I saw one in the flesh, I was just blown away by the looks. Compared to a normal Mark II Focus, this thing is just on another level. It's how an RS should look. Obviously we've got the bonnet vents, which this was the last actual RS car to wear bonnet vents. We've got the wide arches here, flare out nicely, both front and rear, which then obviously means the bumper's flared out. We've got mesh grilling, a big kind of open mesh area for the intercooler, RS badging at the front, black surrounds at the fogs. Moving around to the side, we've got big 19-inch multi-spoke alloy wheels. I think these wheels look awesome. A lot of people change them, but for me, these are staying. RS badging on the wheels. Again, more RS badging here. This car is just like shouting RS all over the place. Black mirror caps, big side skirts, particularly when they get here, it really sort of flares out around here. Looks awesome, just complements the rest of the car. Lovely Recaro shell seats inside. Sit a bit high mind, but they still look absolutely awesome. And then around the back of the car, you've got this unmistakable, huge spoiler in gloss black, just to match the other gloss black bits around the car. And then for me personally, I think this is my favourite angle, because from here, it just looks so wide with the arches. and it just looks like a proper beast on the road when you're following it. And then you've got obviously the bigger bumper to fit into the arches, and then this huge diffuser with these big old fins here, and then this big old exhaust system. So we've got 2 tailpipes. This is standard, by the way, and you can actually put your fist in there. And for a car from 2009, just to have styling this wacky, it was like, even now, it's just, you don't really see it. And that's what I love about this car. I personally think it's beautiful, and it's just one of the main highlights of it, really. I've obviously put the eye-back springs on in the spacers, some mud guards, and for me, it's finished the car off nicely, and it looks absolutely perfect, and I don't intend on doing anything else to it visually. But yeah, guys, that's number 3, the way it looks, and I just think it's beautiful. So reason number 4 is the residual value of these cars. Now, all RS cars are going to hold their value well and do particularly well when it comes to resale, but the Mark II, within the modern era of RSs, has just done really well. Now, for a car like this has done 47,000 miles. It's pretty tidy on the outside, well looked after, full service history. You're looking between sort of 23 to 26,000 pounds, something like that. It sounds bonkers for an 11-year-old Focus, but that's just how it's going. And recently the prices have been on the up. So if you do own one of these and it's tidy, then make sure you look after it, because if you do come to sell, you're going to get quite a nice little return on it. And I intend to keep this for a long time, so I'm not too fussed about initial resale value, but it's just nice to know that you're sitting on something which is worth quite a lot of money. Now, obviously there are cheaper options out there. You can get these kind of low 20s, high teens, but you have to expect there's a few more issues there that you need to look out for. But for a car like this, you're looking, as I say, from between 23 up to 27,000 pounds, and then a really low miler, you can be over the 30s. And then RS 500, which is super rare, you're looking at like 50s, 60s, which is crazy. So yeah, that's the 4th thing I love about the car, and that is the residual value. So the 5th and final thing I love about this car is just how it makes me feel. It just all comes together and it makes me feel really special. And I think the only way I can really show you that is quickly getting behind the wheel again and just taking you out for a quick drive. So let's do it. So yeah, guys, the final, and for me the most important thing that I love about this car is just how it makes you feel. It just makes you feel like you're driving something really special, well, you are driving something really special. And I just think this car is the last of its kind. You're not going to see a car like this from Ford. Big wide arches, crazy styling, 5-cylinder engine, just a balls out, look at me car. And it's not the most capable car, it doesn't handle the best, but when you are driving it, everything comes together. The looks, the sound, just the feel of it, just it's like nostalgia. And this was such a special car to me when it first came out as well, like 11 years ago. To actually be driving it now is just literally like goal achieved. So people can say, yeah, but the interior's dated, it's a thirsty engine, it's not as quick as a Mark III around the corners, blah blah blah. I don't care. I didn't buy that car for this. I bought it for the overall way that it makes me feel. And for that reason, I'm going to end this video, because I think I've said enough. But yeah, guys, this car is just, yeah, tugs at my heartstrings, guys, tugs at my heartstrings.